Masterworks from the Beaverbrook Art Gallery is now on viewing here at the Winnipeg Art Gallery, and this is an amazing time to come down here and see some truly inspirational art. To tell you a little bit more about that, I want to introduce you to Andrew KEAR from the Winnipeg Art Gallery. Good morning, Andrew. Thank you for letting us come down here.
My pleasure. Glad you're here.
This is a fantastic collection. Help us understand a little bit about the significance of this.
Well, it's certainly one of the best collections in Canada. It's based out of a gallery in New Brunswick. They're celebrating their 50th anniversary, and they decided to put some of their collection on tour, and so we've brought it here to Winnipeg.
Well, and this is a pretty great find, but to help us understand the prestige of this, maybe we've got to know a little bit about who this Beaverbrook guy was.
Right. The work was acquired by Max Aitken, Lord Beaverbrook. He was basically a media baron, a businessman, a self-made man with roots in New Brunswick, but he went all the way to running, Winston Churchill's cabinet during the Second World War, and made a lot of money and put a lot of that money towards acquiring art, which he subsequently donated to the province of New Brunswick in and around 1959.
That's pretty generous. So he had this great collection, and now on display. What are some of the highlight pieces that are featured in the Beaverbrook Gallery?
Yeah, you're gonna see things that you probably won't have seen before, at least not in Winnipeg. They have the best Turner painting in Canada. There's a fantastic early Lucian Freud, and also there's an amazing Canadian collection, including one of the best Cornelius Krieghoff paintings, which is behind us right now. It's sort of a merrymaking scene.
Yeah, a really great setup. Can you kind of explain what's going on in this one?
Well, basically, this is Krieghoff, who was painting in Montreal and Quebec in the 1860s, really liked to just depict sort of the local inhabitants. And this is a scene called Merrymaking. It's based on a big sort of riotous party that's happening in a tavern just outside of Quebec City. There's about 50 figures here, all doing all sorts of things, from falling off sleighs to tripping over animals. It's quite spectacular.
Yeah, it's quite funny because when I was first looking at this, walking up to it, I was like, oh, it looks like a Christmas card. But then you realize everyone's hammered. That's a different kind of Christmas.
That's what Christmas is for.
Just before we wrap it up, to set up the experience too, we're gonna get to talk. We're gonna get to talk Dali in just a little bit. But the way that this gallery is laid out to tie into the Dali exhibit is really cool.
Very cool. Yeah, the Beaverbrook Art Gallery has probably the most important Dali painting in Canada, one of the most important in the world, Santiago El Grande. So when we heard that we were getting Santiago El Grande, we said, well, we have to do a Dali exhibition here in Winnipeg, because we've never had a Dali exhibition in Winnipeg in our 100 years. So that was really what tied it together, was this great, massive 14-foot painting by Salvador Dali.
All right, sounds good. And a little bit later on today, we're going to get a tour of that. Andrew, thanks very much for telling us a little bit about the Beaverbrook collection.
My pleasure.
All right, taking a little break on Breakfast Television, but more coming up later today as we take you on a tour through the Winnipeg Art Gallery.
'Cause you make me feel